So the fact that Karlyn Borysenko is dwelling on an incident that happened where a black person stalked her and tried to attack her doesn't make her the only one that was ever victimized, or doesn't make her the only one that was ever targeted. It's she tries to make the point that black people are retarded, not on her level. It's like you want some company in that paradigm, that political paradigm that you said yourself was so toxic that the only people who could ever enjoy it are sick. And like there's going to be anything wrong with political commentary if you choose to engage. Or like even if you want to be bigoted and say things that are bigoted, it's not really the worst thing in the world. You know what I mean? It does irritate a little bit, but I'm still like she says, like she loves to fight people and don't ever make an enemy out of her and everything. She doesn't look for fights, but she'll harp on you. But she's never harped on me. Like I've made a lot of comments telling her that she was wrong about. I told her she was wrong about why the oil prices didn't go down. She said that it was some kind of like, I don't know. Well, she said that because we have more oil, or we've allocated more oil in our own border than like all of these places, the Middle East and everywhere, that our oil, the prices should have gone down. But she didn't know that oil companies are privately run. So what she's actually asking for, even though she's against communism, is for, in the instance of oil companies, that we should be communists. Like, she just act like you didn't say nothing. She just act like you're not there. But she didn't say, you're a fucking retard and I'm calling you out. I'm going to call out all these conservative retard talking points, and I love exposing them. She didn't try to expose me. If a white person says something retarded, she would point out their redeemable characteristics and big them up, like, hey, like there's some things that you say that I agree with, or you're cool on this and cool on that. But she can't just do that. Like, it downplays the fact that somebody stalked you and tried to victimize you by just saying that this is what you can expect from black people or something like that. Like you say some retarded ass shit sometimes, but it doesn't mean I'm gonna stop watching. Like, you're not gonna run. You think you're gonna have your platform to yourself with no black people watching it or something like that. There's things that we're aligned with that you could benefit, and because you have a platform, and me not having a platform, I wouldn't be able to do, because there are things that I have to admit that you're in a better position to have some impact, okay? But you're just mad because black people are not in your paradigm. Like, you don't have to be political if you don't want to. So but you want to, right? And there's anything really wrong with that, and it isn't the worst thing in the world, even if you could be racist and shit. But like acting like, you have to play with dolls to poke at, like, this one is black and retarded and this one is cool. Where's Doc Martens and shit? Like, I wore Doc Martens before. What the fuck? You don't like reggae? You're not, you're not a reggae aficionado. You don't give a fuck about reggae. So you wouldn't even be a good skinhead. Like, the kind of skinheads that you like copied the kind of skinheads that I like. They copied them because they have unity, and there's strong bonds and unity within those like British soul, disco, reggae fanatics, right? Then in American prison gangs, they wanted to have the same unity within the prison gang, so they copied it or something like that. Like, oh, you can't be far right because you're black. Like you're gonna take conservative talking points They're not far right enough. But if somebody's conservative and says something retarded, then you're going to say, I don't agree with that, but there are some things that I can agree with, but and don't pick on me or talk shit, because I will fight you, and I'll harp on you for years and years, and I get I don't know, it's like, you just want to interact with somebody who's not on your level, because in comparison, it makes you look smart. Like, I've never seen this before, okay? I have no experience whatsoever with people who do that, right? You want me to get mad because you said bigoted things, but I don't even think that's the worstest thing in the fucking world. Like, I'm admiring myself because I said something that was, like, bigoted, and they got offended and mad. Oh, they got mad. That's funny, hilarious. Razorfist does that shit, too. It's not really a big fucking deal. Go for it. And then, if the political commentary space, or like the dialogue, or the commentary and shit is like, it's so toxic and everything, that's a commentary about how political commentary has become, like people like Laura Loomer and shit like that, or people like that guy who followed you, okay, that was a far left communist that was black, that followed you from the function, where you were like infiltrating them, and he was like, he thought it was a big deal that you infiltrated them, and he had to like get up with you or something like that, or maybe, I don't know, maybe he wanted to rape you, I don't know. I've been targeted for freaking, there's been there was a black dude, he's on some drugs and shit like that, and he was gay or something, and he was like, I don't know, he looked at me like a knock, you know what I mean, like, oh, you're just some like dope, like, he probably went to do stuff if I pay you or something. Like, you don't fucking know me. They can be wrong as fuck. Who gives a fuck? Statistically, black people do more mean, messed up shit. But like, who are you talking to though? Like, that's not gonna win any sway with me. That's not gonna you're not gonna change who I am because I get irritated because you make generalizations, massive generalizations, like saying I'm smarter by birthright than any black person. That is a massive fucking claim for someone who claims to be so smart. Why would you make irresponsible, massive claims? You're not Julian Brown. You didn't turn plastic into diesel and gasoline and kerosene, and like he could do something for the world, and to the extent that there's a gold mine of plastics floating around, and nobody with an incentivization financially to clean up the plastic in the ocean. But there could be now, because they can make their own fossil fuels and shit. Those petroleum products are just floating around. Like, no, you're in the political sphere, and your area is a paradigm that a lot of black people don't care about. So you play with dolls, and you like poke out that this is the black stupid one, and this is the fucking smart white one with that makes her rad because she's wearing Doc Martens. But I would probably never listen to, if you like reggae and shit like that, I would be shocked. Like, they copy the skin. So you're like, how can you get under my skin? Like, you irritate. I'm still trying to figure out how you get under my skin, because your petty chicken shit ways is not on my level. Like, I don't even like understand how you could be a psychologist, because you're supposed to take the Hippocratic oath and do no harm. You're supposed to like help people in some way to like find balance, and I guess that's why you don't work in that field. some people like to say you have an online degree. That doesn't really matter. Some online degrees are just as good. And I also know that you did spend a lot of time in collegiate institutions. Why would you downplay that by acting stupid? Why would you downplay the fact that that there's some evil people that stalk women and try to victimize them? There's more normal black people than there is fucked up black people like that. Like, there's like, how many black people want to take they want to, like, I don't know, like sexually or something, like take something from you, like stalk you, victimize. Like, there's never been a moment when I could just take like that. So like, you're just trying, like, you've been dwelling on that. There are people who look at you like food regardless. Like, there's people who look at me like food, and if you go around a demographic, it's going to be majority that demographic that is the ones that are fucked up are going to be from that demographic, because that's where you are, right? And there's the same amount of psychopaths and narcissists and sociopaths and shit anywhere I go. It's the same amount. They're just a different persuasion. There's just always going to be that. So why would you downplay that? Like, when are you a psychologist? I'm wondering, when are you a psychologist? I mean, what you are is able to make impact with a platform more in many regards than I am, okay? But that's what you've been like, that's a different paradigm though. I mean, I know there's going to be black people who are completely closed off to your message and not get any of the good things about what you're trying to accomplish. I just don't engage with them, like, on political shit. Like, they don't have to be thinking on nothing. I'm not going to force someone to think on something when it's not for them to do it, right? But you think it makes you special that you gravitate towards a certain type of skinheads that copied the English, the European skinheads that were reggae fans or something like that. Like, you weren't even on that. Like, they copied those skinheads because of the unity that they wanted to import into the prison gangs. Like, they wanted the prison gangs to have the unity that those, like, reggae fans had or something. Like, they were influenced by soul and disco or, like, reggae or something. The ones that you like are just political. It's like jail politics. Like, I don't know how you're missing that. How is that psychology? Like, how are you a psychologist? You might know your shit, but you're not active and as someone who took the Hippocratic oath to do no harm and be a doctor. Like, you may know your shit. But it's not your choice. You never made the choice to use it in a healthy way. But I still rock with your potential to have some impact from your platform. That doesn't make me retarded. You're not even on my level. You just have more ability to have impact with your platform. You do deny a lot of times. She denies that she's attracted to a toxic field or whatever that has become toxic. Maybe it's not the same as it was a couple years ago in some regard, that you want to bring it back or fix the condition so that it can be. So then black people are smart for not being in that paradigm then. Like even the ghetto, even the hood one, the ghetto ones that are like I don't know, Glenn Beck. Hood niggas don't talk about Glenn Beck. You ain't no hood nigga, like this kind of stuff. So it's a toxic field, but you have to get into it, involved in it, and you have to subject yourself to it in order to be on her level, because then your opinions, I'm watching this because there are some things that I agree with you. I just don't kiss up to people that I have some things that I agree with. Like, you have to big up people that have some things that you agree with. You won't, you're not gonna confront me or call out my comments, try to embarrass me on your show. You will never do that. Like, you say that you do that on the regular. You say that you jump at any opportunity to expose, retarded conservatives and stuff like that. But I've left plenty of comments, and you just sit there like, you just act like it never happened, because you're not. The point is, you don't have to acknowledge it. But I thought you were gonna fight. I thought you were gonna try to confront them and fight them and expose them, and you love to do that. But when it's me, you don't love to do that. Like, you remember when she thought that the price of oil would go down because we have more oil than the Middle East and Venezuela or something like that. But the oil companies are privately run, and they work through that OPEC where all the oil gets submitted for like some kind of like price regulation for those private companies to be incentivized to operate, and they have more incentivization to sell us cheaper gas than they do like Europe and stuff like that. But like, nobody pays cheaper gas prices than we do. But what you're asking for is communism. Like, for every other reason, she's like virulently against communism, but for that reason she thinks that we should be, because that's what it would be if we could force private companies to lower gas prices. Like, it's just, I thought you were never wrong. This is one of those rare occasions where I will admit that I was wrong. But I think she lightweight knows that I'm half black, so she can't allow herself to do that, because it's like, you got to get my goat, you know what I mean? Like, you're like a girly girl that has to irritate and get somebody's goat and try to suggest that they would never fight you or something. Like, well, yeah, not only that, I don't stalk bitches. I don't target them for victimization. I never will, never have. You're never going to point out that that's what I'm into, but you'll point out that, like, a lot of people like you, okay, one of them stalked me. Like, what is the point that you're trying to make? A black person stalked you. What is the point that you're trying? Like, statistically, you guys do more fucked up shit. Not me. I look out for numbers. I'm just talking about myself. I'm self-absorbed. If you're not talking about me, I don't give a fuck. You're talking about a demographic. That's not me. I'm not a demographic. I'm one fucking guy. I'm just one guy. And one guy that you gotta try to irritate. Or one guy you can't admit when I'm right, or one guy that you can't admit when you're wrong, or one guy that, instead of acknowledging that I have a character or something, you're going to point out the fucked up characters of the people in my demographic, or you're mad that they're not in your paradigm and shit. Yeah, they made a conscious choice to stay out of the toxic paradigm, and if you want to jump into that toxic paradigm, there's nothing wrong with that. You could even be a racist. Racism is not the worst fucking thing in the world. I don't even believe in racism. When they used to lynch people and castrate them and put their penis in their mouth, it was genetic determinism. And I'm not going to start calling it racism for nobody, because what it was genetic determinism. It was a symbolic of cutting off someone's lineage, and it was to make a statement that when they did that, that they were cutting off the lineage, taking your manhood, and that was genetic determinism. Don't let them get away with it by calling them a fucking Swiss Army knife word that doesn't even express what happened. Can you talk? Do you know how to speak? Fucking say what the fuck it is. Don't just give me vaguity. Like, why would you be vague about something like that? Speak directly to it, specifically. You know what I mean? Like, oh, you don't want to do that? Well, then you're downplaying the victimization for shits and giggles, which is toxic and it's chicken shit. Like, you're not on my level, because I don't do that. And it takes somebody who doesn't do that to notice when somebody is on that level, because it's like, yo, you're down here. You have a platform that can have more impact, and I have to admit, okay, fine, good for you. Like, you think I'm jealous? Like, I'm glad, I'm happy for you for that. It doesn't even piss me off that you are like bigoted or something like that. You like to hang out with copy clone skinheads that are not even reggae fans, talking about how wearing Doc Martens makes you rad and everything like that. Like, what fucking high school trick ass, candy ass little wench even talks like that? They copied reggae beatniks and skinheads because you admired the unity that they had, and you wanted to import it to prison gang politics. You're not on my level.